Adventures of Irvingman!
Remember the first season when a criminal got some big dumb cluck to impersonate Superman? Well, we're doing it again, only this time we're going to a little more effort. If that's the face, I suggest holding out for a happier one.
Yeah, now what if it don't work, though? I'm the guy who takes all the risks and I put in all the time. The doctor's gonna take knives and hurt me and everything.
Boulder there looks a lot like Superman. Mr. Fairchild's idea is to get him a little plastic surgery so he looks exactly like Superman. With sufficient cash incentives, Boulder agrees. That's another of Fairchild's goons. He goes by Scratchy for reasons that are pretty obvious as we go along. I think he's out in the hall because they don't want him getting his fleas in the place.
Hi. Are you looking for someone?
Huh? Oh, sure. This editor guy, this Mr. White, that's all.
Oh, I think he's gone home. But you might ask the night watch.
No. He told me to wait. Gotta pick up a pair of shoes. See, he's got a hole in one of his shoes. I fix things like that, see? Told me to wait.
Oh, sure.
I know Jimmy is supposed to be kind of naive, but really? And it gets worse. Jimmy buying that story about a hole in Perry's shoe did about 5 points damage to my suspension of disbelief. But the idea that Perry is either absent-minded enough or arrogant enough to leave his office unlocked, yeah, I have no problem believing that. Scratchy steals a phonograph record out of one of the desk drawers and leaves.
Remember that speech Superman made last 4th of July? Well, somebody stole the recording of it, nothing else.
Fairchild has hired a speech coach to teach Boulder to talk like the guy on the record.
Ladies and gentlemen of Metropolis.
Ladies and gentlemen,
No, Boulder. Gentlemen.
Anyone who doesn't recognize Percy Helton from something has been living without movies or television their whole life. He was pretty well born to act. His dad was a stage actor and he got little Percy involved at the age of 2. Our budding prodigy took a break from acting to serve in World War I, where sources say he earned the Distinguished Service Cross, the second highest honor possible at the time. I'm not sure where that story comes from, but the Army's official list of recipients doesn't include his name. After the war, he went back to acting. According to some sources, he did a run with a stage play that required him to scream his lines all the time, and that permanently damaged his voice, so that's why he sounds the way he does. A lot of this information seems sketchy to me, and a lot of it all comes from the same 1 or 2 sources with nobody finding a way to confirm any of it. Thus, it's hard to really know some of these details. What we do know is he was also a singer before whatever happened to his voice. However he got that rasp, it could have been a career ender. The way he was hunched over, he appears to have had some spinal problems as well. He decided to make it all work for him and became one of the most recognized character actors of his time. Animaniacs might recognize Gus from Louie's Lethal Lilac Time. Fans of Bush Cassidy and the Sundance Kid will know Sweetface, the gang's lookout and frontman whom nobody would ever suspect. He did multiple appearances in I don't know how many TV shows and definitely made the most of his acting career. He was married to the same woman for 40 years until he died of natural causes at the age of 77. I can think of worse ways to spend one's life. And he even gets to have a cool name like Hamlet. Now, if he can just teach Boulder to talk good.
Around and around the rugged rocks, the ragged rascal ran. Now repeat it after me.
you're kidding.
No, repeat.
Around and around the rugged rocks, the ragged rascal ran.
Now do Moses supposes. I'm just sad that George Reeves didn't have any fun with this.
I look like Superman. Why don't I sound like Superman? I look like Superman. Why don't I sound like Superman? I look like Superman. Why don't I sound like Superman? I look like...
It takes some time, but he eventually gets it down. Time to see how convincing he can be.
Superman?
Yes. May I have all your money, please?
What?
Yeah, I mean, yes. I must have all the money in your cash register.
Well, sure, if you need it.
He has the look, the voice, authentic-looking costume, bulletproof vest under it. People think he's invulnerable and super strong, and he robs a store. He got a whopping $165.
But you say you didn't see him fly.
That's right, Mr. Kent. I didn't see him fly, but it was Superman. I recognized his face and his voice, and he had muscles, and I was standing here, and he came in and demanded the money. Naturally, I gave it to him.
I see. Thank you very much.
Flying is one thing Hamlet couldn't teach Boulder to do. Lord knows he tried.
Allied Women's Charities also announced the receipt of $165 from an anonymous donor this morning.
That's right. He's stealing money and giving it to charity. Any decent charity would refuse to accept tainted money like that once they learned where it came from. Scratchy is around the corner with a car and a camera. Boulder is furious because nobody told him a bulletproof vest only keeps the bullet from killing you.
Well, as quick as that, huh?
Yeah, as quick as that, Look here. Where I stopped the slug in the back. Well, I got news for you. I ain't no Superman. And it hurts.
Didn't that bulletproof vest I
No, it did not. Furthermore, suppose somebody should slip me a slug in the head. I got news for you. As of now, I am resigning. I've had enough.
He's refusing to hand over the jewelry, too. And Fairchild isn't big enough to take it from him.
And you wouldn't be interested that tomorrow the Metropolis Reserve Bank is handling a gold bullion shipment worth $2 million.
No, I would not. Did you say $2 million?
Okay, he's back in. Meanwhile, Clark thinks he must be sleepwalking because this time there's a photo of Superman plus an eyewitness who says he saw him fly. Jimmy is off to interview the guy who took the picture.
Hello. I'm a reporter for the Daily Planet. I came to interview you about that...
Say no more, Sonny.
Don't I know you?
I was the eyewitness, see? You want to hear the story, huh? Well, by trade, I'm a street photographer, see? And last night, it just so happens I'm over near that jewelry store and,
Phonograph record.
Huh?
Well, never mind. Go on.
They recognize each other simultaneously. Unfortunately, Scratchy has a blackjack in his pocket and Jimmy has a soft head. Boulder has given the jewelry to Perry and told him to give it to a certain charity. He also told him to print a story saying that Superman is going to start being a Robin Hood type character and everybody better stay out of his way. Remember how I said Clark thinks he must be sleepwalking? He's serious.
Tom, is it possible? I mean, do you think something could have affected my mind?
Your mind? Not a chance. Why, your reflexes are magnificent. You've got a superb mind.
Yes, but is it possible? I mean, could I have done something without knowing that I'd done it?
Clark's case fascinated him so much he switched specialties, joined the Air Force, and became a psychiatrist. Unfortunately for him, he was assigned to Cape Kennedy, where he encountered an astronaut named Captain Anthony Nelson and his, friend Jeannie, who gave him no end of headaches for the rest of his career. Clark isn't very reassured.
He's losing his mind. That's the only explanation.
Chief, you know that's not possible.
Kent, don't talk nonsense. Can you prove he's not crazy? Are you Superman?
But, Chief, you know him. How could you believe such a thing?
Because I saw him here with my own eyes not a half an hour ago.
That's all.
Now he's very reassured.
Look, Inspector.
Superman? Well, this is a pleasant surprise.
I'm not going to bite you. We've got work to do, and fast.
He's having trouble convincing Henderson that he's not the lunatic who's been running around doing all that stuff.
But... Henderson? What? He was... No. I mean, yes. Right away. The Metropolis Bank. $2 million in gold bullion was just... And they just stood there because it was Superman.
I think he's convinced.
It was the most thrilling thing you ever saw. I saw Superman, all by himself, and the truck. And he went driving down towards the Planet Building, I suppose to give the money back. It was wonderful. But he wasn't just driving, you know. I saw him pick up the truck in his hand, and he went leaping through the air.
Like what? That man's just a stooge, Inspector.
What?
That's right. His job is to send you in the wrong direction.
I would think the way he changed his story should have told you that. Boulder has arrived at the rendezvous where he and Fairchild transfer the gold to an innocuous-looking laundry truck. One of the pieces of laundry in the truck is named Jimmy Olsen.
All right, Boulder, get in with him.
Okay, boss.
Boulder, I told you to stay in the back. Keep an eye on the boy.
Let's see how long it takes him to figure it out.
You're dead.
I didn't think we'd get rid of him until we get across the border. It's just a short ways.
So you're the big boss.
You're not complaining, are you, Boulder? We've left Scratchy and Hamlet behind, so maybe we'll forget to send them their share, too, huh?
How do you get that from what he said? Somebody get him a book on the fine art of listening. Then teach him to read.
You seem to have things pretty well worked out, don't you?
What's the matter, Boulder? You afraid I'm going to give you the shake, too? Well, you're right. And this looks like as good a place as any. You've always been worried about somebody missing that steel vest of yours, haven't you? Well, here's one for that phony face of yours, boy.
I won't go into things like where he's standing versus the trajectory of the supposedly ricocheted bullets, the lack of any real ignition source to start that fire. Yeah, I'll let that pass. But now Jimmy's in big trouble. For that matter, so is Boulder. Or not. Now about Fairchild.
The real one! No!
Never mind. Double never mind. Here I thought Jimmy had a soft head. The gold is recovered. Perry can return the jewels to the store. That charity can return the $165, and a plastic surgeon will return Boulder's face. I assume somebody will round up Scratchy and finally give him that flea bath. Thanks for watching, kids. And remember, clicking that like button is cool. Subscribing is even cooler. Leaving a comment is as cool as the coolest person you know. And becoming a patron makes you almost just like Superman. So don't hesitate. Do it today. Until next time. Remember the first season when a criminal got some big dumb cluck to impersonate Superman to the man? Remember the first season when the... God, come on! Remember the first season when the... Great start.